Alright. I'm nervous, but it feels right.
You're nervous?
Great. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. It's just the intro, baby. Welcome everybody to the latest episode of the Betwixt Ideas Podcast, episode 18. I'm your host, the most. I'm Shaq. Right now, I'm feeling like a shark. You know, from Deep Blue Sea with LL Cool J.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like that shark. Was that the one where you ate Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. I feeling like that shark, bro, because that shark was putting in work, putting in the most work. Obviously, I got my co-host right here, Jamie. How you feeling, boy?
I'm good, man. I'm a little tired today.
What's up, man? Tell me about it.
Basically, I didn't sleep very well last night, so...
Oh, you would, but bad dreams, or was it just one of them days when you just couldn't really get into your position?
I think I was playing games too late. So my brain was clocking. I was playing Elden Ring, guys.
Yeah, you playing that new Elden Ring.
Elden Ring is dope.
Listen, man, let me tell you a little something before we get into the main part of the podcast, man, because Olivia's just making me laugh. Anyway, so obviously, like, Elden Ring's coming out, or around that time it was coming out. Olivia sees it now. She's a big fan of Skyrim.
We should do a podcast on Elden Ring.
We will do a podcast.
I need to play more of it.
So that could be video games part 3. That could be video games.
We could just do Elden Ring. It doesn't even have to be video games.
The thing is, I haven't played a lot of it.
I haven't played a lot of it yet either.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know if
we can see what it's like in a week's time.
We'll see. I might try and play some more, but that's what I'm going to get to.
Yeah.
So, Olivia's a big fan of Skyrim. I don't really fuck with Skyrim. You know, it's just not really my cup of tea.
Do you know what? I'll tell you this, and there's going to be a lot of people that are gonna be mad when I say this. Mm-hmm. Skyrim was a good game, and I'm using the word "was" at the time it come out. And now, fatigue as fuck. It's been how many iterations it's been released? Come on, man. Just let the game have its place and time, and people can appreciate for what it is. I don't need the 97th iteration of the exact same game, upgraded graphics that still doesn't look better than the PC version.
Fam, like, Skyrim is like Doom. Like, you can run Skyrim on anything. You can run, like, Doom.
Didn't they put Skyrim on a Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
people were like, oh, yeah, I'm going to play Skyrim on the go. That's going to be sick, and no one gives a shit. But anyway.
So you can get, like, the Master Sword and the Herulian Shield and shit.
I don't know. They've been... The modders have been working on Skyrim like it's the cure for cancer, bro. They've been putting that shit together for, like, at least a decade now. Because if Skyrim came out in 2011, right?
Bro, yeah. Like,
around that
we're
time.
talking, like, 10 years ago, at least.
It was definitely around that time. I remember I was in school playing it. Yeah.
So we're talking. I'm 28 now, so we are talking literally 10 plus years ago.
10 plus years.
Because I was not in school 10 years ago.
Facts. So she saw Elden Ring. It's like, oh, it looks like Skyrim. I'm going to play it. I was like, listen, this is nothing like Skyrim. This is a From Software game. And she's like, oh, no, she doesn't know. Like, she's only seen me play, like, Dark Souls 3 and shit like that. And I'm like, listen, it's nothing like
and you make it look easy.
No,
I'm fucking with you.
I'm straight dog shit.
Oh, I'm dog shit at the game as well.
The only way I persevere, the only reason I've beaten those games is just because I keep playing them over and over again.
I think that's the point, though.
I roll the dice on whether I'm going to get lucky to beat the boss. That's literally it. So she gets the game right. She installs it. I'm like, let's see how far you get. Oh,
you sat down with that fat grin on your face.
Yeah, because I know
she had no idea.
She had no idea what she was getting herself into. She thought it was going to be like Skyrim. I'm like, it's nothing like Skyrim. She gets far in. She gets about, I don't know, like 2 hours in, 3 hours in, and she's like, I'm stuck on this part. I was like, well, you haven't leveled up.
Oh, at all?
Yeah, she didn't meet the maiden. She went past that part. I'm like, so how do you level up? I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, go to a bonfire or something. And she's like, what's a bonfire? I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. It's different. Obviously, everything's called different in each game.
Yeah, it's the Grace sites, I think, the bonfire.
Grace, yeah. Because obviously Bloodborne's got, like, lanterns. The
lanterns.
Yeah.
Sekiro is the idols, I believe.
Yes, yeah. So I'm like, listen, you got to start again because I don't know where you are. I think you've missed out a bunch of shit. So I start again. I'm helping her. I choose the samurai class. And I'm like, all right, it looks like it's got a decent stat.
Tanky and shit.
Yeah. This should be fine. And so I think she'd taken a phone call. She was doing something. So I was just playing it on the settee or whatever. And I get to where they made it. And it's like, here, now you can play. It's like, wait, so I have to do this and that. It's like, so I don't just level up normally. It's like, no, you kill people, you get runes, you use the runes to level up your stats. But if you die holding runes, you lose those runes and you have to go back and get them. But if you die before you get them, you lose them permanently. She's like, The game's yours. He's like, that's your gift. That's your anniversary gift. I was like, fuck's sake. Oh yeah, it was our 6-year anniversary, like Saturday.
Put clapping in.
Yay. But now she's being a little troll. So every time, like every 2 days, she's like, "Why haven't you finished your game yet? I thought you like
finished it.
Yeah,
finished it.
She wants me to finish this game now, and I'm like, it's not my game. I ain't got time for this. I literally just finished Pokemon. I'm trying to do different shit right now.
Want to just chill?
I want to chill because, of course, there's 2 games coming out at the end of this month. Fucking Tiny Tina's Wonderlands and Kirby. So I'm like, I'm waiting for those games. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna chill, play some Hades until then, which I finished again. I'm happy.
Oh, I'm the boss at Hades.
I'm trying to find like the right build. Like there was some sexy build I had before where it was just racking up mad damage, and that's the ones I like the most. What I like to find are the builds where you just get a bunch of status effects and just shit on the boss. That's the best way to do it for me. So I get something like weak or poison or like doom or jolted or stuff like that.
You mean drunk?
Drunk, that's the one. Yeah. So I like, all right, if I can get like 2 of those, get some duos and then maybe a legendary like boon, then I'm literally sorted and I can just fuck up the boss. And like, because I know how to beat Hades now, I'm not confused. I'm like, I can just shoot him in the face, and when I know he's gonna do a like 2
you
moves,
use the gun, don't you?
I used the shield to beat him the second time around. The shield is busted. The shield is actually busted.
Yeah, because people don't realise it actually blocks damage.
Yeah, the shield is so busted. I
remember my sister, she was so shit at Hades. She did like 100 odd runs and still hadn't beaten Hades. And I was like, what do you like using? She said the shield. And I was like, the shield blocks damage when you do the power attack. And she was like, does it? And I'm like, you've done 100 runs.
See, I didn't even do that. Literally, all I did was just put a bunch of things into my special, like the one that you could throw it, and I just spammed Y until he died. Yeah. Well, I was like, oh shit, this is crazy.
Yeah, you can do that.
But
I don't find the game hard. Like, I've gone up to like Pact of Punishment like 20, and I still rinse the game.
It's not hard. It's just that I need to get the right builds. If I can find
I can salvage anything. I can salvage any build on Hades.
There's certain ones I'm like, it's not going to be hard, but I definitely know if I had one thing, it would make things a lot easier.
If you clock not how to get hit by all the enemies in the game, or take the least damage from every enemy in the game, it doesn't matter. You can literally do it with no boons. I haven't tried that yet, but I am tempted to.
I always fuck up like on the second to last boss. So the fucking guy with the spear and the ball. He's an easy boss, but I get too cocky because I'm like,
Have you ever put extreme measures on?
I've just started playing on extreme measures. So I thought, like, it's only level 1 now, so I've only done like the sisters. So I'm like, that wasn't too bad, it's kind of fun. But I've seen what it looks like on like maximum against Hades, and it's mad. I've seen it.
That's horrible.
That is horrible. It is horrible. That is very horrible.
Because he has another phase, and it's horrid.
It's crazy. But that's basically just been my week with just games and stuff like that. That was a little warm up for you guys.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, it's just like, we're actually back with the episodic podcast.
We are back with the episode.
As you said at the top, it's episode 18.
Episode 18, guys.
The last 2 weeks, we've launched 2 new monthly podcasts, the Anime Critique and the Cryptid Top Trumps. Mm-hmm. I mean, that those 2 were passion projects of us that we will be doing monthly.
Exactly, guys.
But the episodic stuff is staying.
Think of it like this, guys. Think of it like this, right? It's still canon to the Betwixt Ideas manga. You still have to read it. All right? It might not necessarily play into the actual whole important arc, but it's still very much an important arc you got to read.
Oh, yeah. I mean, these episodic ones are... These are the less structured episodes that we all love.
Exactly, guys. Think of it this way. This is like...
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, guys. This is like the Premier League, like, podcast, sort of. Anything can happen.
Ooh, the Premier... Hey.
Anything can happen, guys.
Oh, I like that.
But anyway, let's get into today's episode, which is going to be about The Simpsons. We all love The Simpsons. Everyone knows The Simpsons.
Everyone knows The Simpsons.
It's like your Super Mario's in your video games. Simpsons are like cartoons.
Do you know what? Because I knew that we were doing The Simpsons for this topic for today. I was sitting down and I was thinking. I was just like, The Simpsons might possibly be the most well-known pop cultural thing in the world.
Absolutely.
Like, I couldn't think of anything that comes close. Like, obviously, like Mario, Zelda, all that kind of stuff. Pokemon, Pikachu,
SpongeBob.
But I think The Simpsons. I would argue The Simpsons is the biggest pop culture thing in the world.
Facts.
And I mean, I believe it has like 32 seasons.
It's a lot of seasons.
Now, I'm not saying every season is pure gold, and to be perfectly honest with you, I haven't seen probably the latest 10, 15 seasons. However, for something that can go on and still be this popular, still be this iconic in pop culture after 32 seasons,
I feel like someone has like a deal with the devil where they have to make like 99 seasons of The Simpsons, or else like the world blows up or something. Because I've stepped into the like latest season, I'm like, it's okay, but why is Disney allowing like renewing this?
I to be honest, I haven't seen any of the newer stuff, so it's like I don't physically know. I
think it's because Simpsons has been on the air since 1989. And that's a long time. That's older than us.
That's pre-us.
That's pre-us.
That's like, pre a lot of listeners.
Exactly. That's a long time for TV. Like, in fact, 4 seasons is a long time for TV.
Yeah.
So 30 odd seasons. That's like the dawn of time. That's like the primordial soup.
I mean, that scene. People have lived, died, birthed people and they've died while The Simpsons has been on air.
There's been at least 3 generations of people watching The Simpsons. At least. Like millennials. What's Gen X? Gen X is before millennials. So Gen X, millennials, and Gen Zs. Those are the people that have been watching The Simpsons.
What's after millennials?
Gen Zs. We're millennials.
What's like our parents' generation?
Boomers. So anyone.
I mean, even them.
Boomers there, because they were watching it around their late 20s, so around our age.
That's what I'm saying. Like with I believe it started on like the Tracy Ullman show, didn't it? Yeah. Because I remember as a kid talking about The Simpsons, going, "Oh, The Simpsons," and my mum and dad would be like, "Oh, you know, it started on the Tracy Ullman show," and I was like, "I don't give a shit."
No one gives a shit. like I'm 7. Why do I care about some fucking show in America?
But this was like. I don't know about you, but every day you'd get back from school, primary school, like you turn on Channel 4, 6 o'clock, Simpsons.
See, I wasn't a Channel 4 person. I was a Sky 1 person.
I used to be on Sky 1 as well, but before Sky 1, before I got Sky 1 personally, it was always on Channel 4, 6. I think it even still is.
I think it is still on there.
I mean, it's 6 o'clock right now that we're recording this episode. It's actually bang on 6 o'clock.
You know how meta that is right now? Ooh.
Hey, pull up the TV guide and see if The Simpsons on. Channel 4 right now.
Channel 4 TV guide.
For American listeners, Channel 4 is the 4th channel.
It's literally just the 4th channel.
Because we used to only have Channel 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Pretty much. Yep, Simpsons right now. Wow, I haven't looked at a TV guide in like a good decade. Remember you getting the TV guides back in the day?
Yeah, man.
Bro, I used to get gassed and shit because you'll see something in the TV. That's how you know that like The Simpsons has been on for a very long time, because we're talking about TV guides.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that's a very heavy throwback. Like, I remember sitting there, because Challenge and Bravo.
Yeah.
I remember sitting there thinking, oh shit, I get to watch like Crystal Maze on like Challenge.
Old school Crystal Maze.
Ooh, the bald guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What was your favorite area in Crystal Maze? I like the future one.
Yeah, I was gonna say the future, the spacey future one. Yeah, I was like, I don't know the names of them, but like the one that was like
there was like Aztec. There was like the futuristic spacey one.
Oh, Aztec.
There was like the underwater one.
Underwater, okay.
And there's another one. I can't remember the fucking thing.
It was like was it like the desert one? But like, I feel like that might have been the Aztec one.
Let's see. I know this is mad off topic, guys, but this is on brand for the podcast.
This is on brand for the Betwixt Ideas podcast.
This is definitely on brand.
Yeah, because they've rebooted it with the guy from the IT crowd, and I love him.
Oh, shout out to him, man. Medieval. That one was a sick one. Oh, that's a sick area. Yeah.
That's so weird.
And yeah, Aztec, industrial, futuristic, medieval. Yeah.
You can do it. You can actually go and do it. Look.
Oh, life experience.
Yeah, you can go and do it.
Oh, that might have to be Shaftesbury Avenue. I know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in London. It's not even far, bro.
Wow. I might have to go and grab my missus and we go do that.
I think you have to have a team. I think you have to take like a few people with you.
Fuck it. Me and Olivia, and you and your missus. That's at least that's a team of like Crystal Maze people right there.
4. I don't know if you need like 6.
Oh shit.
I don't know. We can look into it.
Yeah,
we can look into it. We can look into it.
But back to The Simpsons. It's been on for a long time, so 30 odd seasons, man. Like it's hard to kind of work with that now. Like, even South Park had to kind of change up their style.
So with South Park, that's been cancelled.
Excuse me?
A few times. Let me finish my sentence. Similar to Family Guy.
Yeah,
Family Guy was cancelled
like after season 3.
I think it's been cancelled multiple times, so it's always been brought back. I don't know if The Simpsons has ever been cancelled.
Futurama definitely got cancelled a couple of times.
I wouldn't know.
Which I think Futurama is very underrated. Like a lot of people don't rate it, and I'm just like, it's fucking fine. Hilarious.
It's
like,
fine. I think The Simpsons has higher highs than Futurama, but I think Futurama
easily.
as a package is better than The Simpsons. As a package, because the stuff that The Simpsons are doing now, as I said, it does not interest me in the slightest.
I don't know. I feel like The Simpsons now, they make or break themselves off guest appearances. Yeah, but yeah.
I feel like we got to a stage when we used to watch it as kids where it was just like, episode this will have this person as a guest appearance.
Or we're going to go to this place. They go to Brazil, or they go to Australia. I love that. I still say $900 dues. When I'm describing money, and Olivia's like, it's going to cost like £300. I'm like, $300 dues? Like, I say it every time. Like,
as I said, there's so much pop culture references from The Simpsons.
Favorite episode?
It's hard, man. It's very hard. I think some of the earlier episodes, I'm going
to bring up my Disney Plus.
Excluding the Treehouse of Horrors, because I think they are the best episodes.
They are
they're like
very good.
Very standalone. They're not The Simpsons. They're The Simpsons doing like horror, Halloween.
Yeah, horror parodies and little references.
And I know I've spoken to you this before the podcast, but I think we should do some sort of not necessarily a tier list, but I think we should do a Treehouse of Horror Simpsons special for Halloween this year.
Yeah, we're gonna do that, guys. Promise.
I've written it down, so it's
Scouts honor.
It's there, and if we don't do it, I will give you Shaq's address so you can fuck him up.
Don't do that, please. I haven't had a fight in since I was 15. I don't know if I can fight anymore. I don't know. I'm a little bit out of shape. I'm going to the gym, but I ain't a fight.
I reckon you've got it.
I don't know.
So when I think of some of the biggest Simpsons episodes, and again, so Simpsons has parodied so much television. So the Who Shot Mr. Burns episodes,
classic,
and obviously that parodies Dallas, Who Shot JR.
Oh.
I'm assuming.
No, the thing, you know what? That's what I was literally thinking about before you came here. The Simpsons writing crew, it's like a super group of writers. Like I was watching this video essay. I can't remember who. I don't know if it was. I think it was named Super Eye Patch Wolf. I keep mentioning him on the podcast. Like, he's a really good YouTuber, by the way. If you want to just watch a random bunch of video essays about entertainment and anime, definitely check him out. I think
a plug for someone there.
Yeah, no, he's really good. I have to shout him out. He's a really good YouTuber. I watch a lot of video essays in my spare time. And one of the things he was saying about the history of The Simpsons, it was like a big group of writers that come from all different walks of life.
So they cover everything.
They can cover. There's so much. That's why there's so many different kinds of flavors of references throughout Simpsons. It's a
different avenues of episodes. Like you'll have an episode where it's like a sports episode, or you'll have an episode where it's sort of a bit more musical or a bit more scientific or more comic book based.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Or more cultural.
It's like the Illmatic of cartoons, of everyone just coming together. Like with Illmatic, for you non-hip hop listeners.
Like that. Illmatic of cartoons.
No, it really is. For all you non-hip hop listeners, Illmatic was the conception of literally Nas, of course, that he brought together Q-Tip from Tribe Called Quest fame, Pete Rock, who just did a bunch of cool shit with what is his name? Damn it. I'm sorry if I got your name. My memory's not good. Large Professor from just what he did as well. Just a bunch of good producers. That was the first time in hip hop someone actually did that, to have different producers because beforehand there was just one DJ. So you had like KRS with DJ Scott LaRock, or you had Eric B and Rakim, stuff like that. So that's why I think the Simpsons is like the Illmatic of like all these writers, because they had different writers from different places come together to make this.
And I think if you look at some of those first seasons, the episodes are flawless.
I would say season 3.
I'd say some of the first seasons. I'm not talking like the very first season, even though I do think there's some gems in the first season.
Yeah, the season 1 has some cool moments. I think it's like it was definitely finding its footing. So there were some cool moments in season 1. Season 2 had I think season 2 has some of the saddest, more deepest shit ever. I think Bart gets an F. That shit is very depressing. If you actually watch the episode, the end is he really wanted to pass his test. He wasn't fucking around. I know everyone knows Bart to be this dickhead and shit, but he was truly trying to study it and he still failed.
Well, she purposely failed him, didn't she?
No. He just failed the test. He's just a dumbass.
I swear she purposely fails him.
No. So
she doesn't even look. She just expects it to be an F.
No. So what happens is that he failed the test and then he started crying and said because he's going to go to summer school, innit? And then he's sort of oh, it's like when President blah 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 did this and that. He's like, huh? He's like, yeah, in the part.
Oh, extra credit, yeah.
And he got extra credit, so that's how he got the D- and he passed. So it was sad, but what was it? Simpson and Delilah is actually a pretty good episode.
I've just remembered what my favourite episodes are.
Which one?
The Hank Scorpio episodes.
Oh, we mentioned this before. The Hank Scorpio one. What was it fucking called?
I know there's a few. There's 1 or 2 of them.
Oh, the Hank Scorpio one is very good.
No, I think there's 2, isn't there?
No, there's only one episode of Hank Scorpio.
There's only one?
Which is sad because he's a very good character.
He's a fucking brilliant character.
I think my favourite episode...
it's just that whole exchange about the hammock shop. I don't even remember what it is, but it's just the hammock shop.
Oh my! I don't know what was going on with this hammock. Oh, what was the episode where? I think my favorite one is where I think it's more or less parodying Pulp Fiction, where it's literally just a bunch of different scenarios throughout the entire episode. There's one where Apu's I want to go to a party, and literally just closes the shop for a good 5 minutes just to run to a party, and it's steamed hams.
Steamed hams?
Why is that scene so memeable?
I don't know.
Fam, if you go onto YouTube and type in steamed hams, you can find at least 1,000 videos of people memeing the shit out of steamed hams. I don't know why.
Principal Skinner is brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, as well, there's they have such a diverse group of characters.
They do. I had a poster of every single
That's a fuking sick episode when Mr. Burns is an alien.
Oh my god!
I bring you love,
bruh.
And they have it's the X-Files.
Yeah, it was an X-Files on. That's a really big show in the 90s. I've never watched.
Really good. It's a monster of a week type of show. So every single episode, it's there's a new type of paranormal creature.
You could say that could have inadvertently expired the cryptid Top Trumps.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Even though neither of us have watched it.
I think it used to come on Sky One had a lot of random American TV shows, so it had Friends. I think it might have had X-Files as well.
Probably did. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised, but no, it was kind of cool. It was really weird. What else? Yeah, it was the one where they're parodying Pulp Fiction and Steam Hands. That episode is just hilarious because it follows no continuity.
There's no story.
There's no story. It's just random clips thrown away, but it's so funny anyway. Oh, that's definitely my favorite. The Mary Poppins episode. If you cut all the corners and go down.
Homophobia with the gay friend.
That is actually a very well written episode. I think that's aged so well.
Because Smithers was in love with Mr. Burns, wasn't he?
No, he was closet homosexual.
I wonder if anything's happened.
I don't think that's a very PC term anymore. I don't think you can say homosexual. Apologies. I'm sorry. He was just a closet gay man. I don't think you can.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, it's a very scientific term.
Okay.
And it's quite dehumanizing.
Okay.
This is what I've read. I could be wrong, but I'm on the safe side. I'm going to apologize. But
I wonder if they've ever progressed anything with Smithers in the show, seeing how progressive culture has got about
there is an episode where
curious.
I think Homer I can't remember. I think he gets kicked out of the house and he starts living with these 2 gay guys.
I remember that.
And they start rubbing off on him, so he starts going to the little places and whatever. I think one of them had a crush on him.
Yeah, like, and doesn't he? There's a word for it where you kind of like it's like copycatting. Like you're kind of in your surroundings, you start of kind of copying behavior around you.
You just kind of soak it in. You know what I mean? You just kind of start.
There's a word for it. Someone will tell us in the comments.
It's not cultural appropriation.
No. It's like where you're in a situation and like people.
Product of your environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
There's an actual physical term for it though.
It's like symbiosis.
Spider-Man.
No, that's an actual term.
Symbiote.
Venom. Good.
Carnage.
I saw Batman the other day, guys. It's really good. Go see it. But anyway, no, that episode of homophobia is really like. I think it's aged really well because
I think The Simpsons in general has aged really well.
A lot of episodes have aged really well. There are some references that I catch. I'm like, damn, this is still relevant today.
Well, do you know what's amazing? Like, The Simpsons as a kid watching it was fantastic because it was just like a cartoon. And like, you just like cartoons and the characters are so likable, all of them, that you just appreciate it on like a kid level of like, oh, I like this shit. It's fun. I like Homer. I like Marge. I like Lisa. I like Bart. Maggie's cool and she don't even say nothing.
Yeah, you just like the little fun characters and what they get up to.
But when you become an adult, then you start getting references and you're like, wait a second.
This is amazing.
I watched this as a kid? It's like, how did my parents let me watch this as a kid?
That is the best part about cartoons is when you get to, like, someone explained it really well. Like when you watch SpongeBob, right? The first, because I always will say on Twitter, like every hour on the hour, that the first 4 seasons of SpongeBob are like peak television. So people.
Has that got the Krusty Krab pizza in it?
Yeah, Krusty Krab pizza and all the best episodes. They literally got the best episodes, like Karate Choppers, SB 120, you know, when they're like future, like all that shit.
Has he got the swearing episode?
Yes, yeah. There's like a episode that someone uncensored it and put on YouTube.
No, but they must no. There's no way it's actually they said the words and then censored it. They must have just put the noises in.
I don't know, but like it does. I know it's the word fuck. I know for sure because that is, they call it a sentence enhancer, and there's no other word that I can think of.
Then fuck, yeah.
That is that word for sure.
Sentence enhancer. Did you ever try that with your parents, with your mum?
I'm alive. Of course I didn't.
Like,
I would not be here recording this podcast.
Listen to this sentence enhancer.
I'll be a ghostly visage just from the dead. But yeah, I was saying, what I was going to say is that when you watch SpongeBob SquarePants, you connect with SpongeBob because he's just funny and he gets on Squidward's nerves.
And everything, yeah.
When as an adult, you connect with Squidward.
Yeah, like that dumb kid that's like pissing you off.
Everyone's an idiot.
And you feel for Squidward,
me.
to be fair.
It's true. It's so true. Like
there's episodes where he just wants to chill, have nice peace and quiet, and SpongeBob and Patrick are just doing some next fuckery.
The one where he's trying to sell his house, and they think it's opposite day, so they dress up like Squidward. It's like, I'm Squidward, he's Squidward. Like,
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh my god, but. Yeah, but Simpsons has aged really well. I think it's like there's certain things that definitely like stand out to me now as an adult where I'm thinking, you know what, this is actually incredible. Like, kudos to them, man. Kudos to them.
What's a good thing as well? It's just like it has like because it's a cartoon as well. Like there's no like consequences for the characters, but there was actually a physical death. Yeah, Ned Flanders' wife.
So she didn't die.
No, the character died.
So the voice actor didn't die, but she moved away.
But that's what I'm saying. The character died.
Yeah.
But they made that a thing.
That was quite a deep episode.
But my point is as well is like you don't have that in cartoons. Like,
no, you don't.
If someone gets injured or something in an episode, they come back.
Yeah. Like that's what happened in South Park. So
well, who killed Kenny, and then Kenny's back next episode.
But also happened with Chef, because you know who voiced Chef, right? Isaac Hayes. But I think South Park might have done like an episode just shitting on Scientology, and I didn't know until recently that Isaac Hayes was in Scientology, which is so fucking bizarre to me. But anyway, so I think he didn't really like it, or he just didn't want to record anymore. He didn't want to do Chef anymore, and he left. But they killed off Chef. And it was the most fucked up thing ever. I'm like, oh my god, they really killed off Chef.
And then the best thing is they brought him back as a fucking zombie in the game.
They did. But rest in peace, Isaac Hayes, though. He made some fucking amazing music. But then we got to talk about the obvious sort of thing. I don't know if it's early enough in the podcast to talk about it now.
Well, let me quickly go, because we've said favourite episodes.
Yeah.
Favourite characters. And not I'm going to say excluding the family. Also, I've just thought of a wicked episode. Do you remember the one when Grandpa Simpson has like what's the tattoo? His army squadron.
I was literally just watching that before you got here.
What's the
like the saltfish or the
I thought it was like the hellfish or something.
The hellfish. Let me find it. I was literally.
And then it's
just
like some fucking treasure hunt.
Bro, where is it? Is it season 7?
Bro, I swear, at one point he has like a fucking harpoon gun in his teeth, and he's like crawling on a speedboat.
The flying hellfish.
That is a fucking sick episode.
Fam, there's like a part where obviously Mr. Burns is trying to assassinate him and shit, right? And he goes to the home and he's trying to kill him, and then one of them shoots at like the nurses there, and she gets a shotgun. It's like, oh, residents are trying to sleep, and she starts blamming down, and it's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, oh my god.
Do you know what's another good episode with all the snakes and Barry White?
That is a deep cut right there.
Because it's like the bass brings all the snakes together, so they get the bassiest voice in music, and they put the speakers to the ground and he starts singing.
The Michael Jackson episode, let's talk about it.
Is it actually him?
It is actually him.
It's 100% confirmed.
I'm 100% sure that it is Michael Jackson.
Lisa, it's your birthday.
When did that come out? Because the Michael Jackson molestation trial was it late 90s?
I always thought it was never confirmed to be him.
Let's see. We'll just hit up the Googles one time.
Just put Michael Jackson Simpsons. It might even be one of those things that's like an urban myth or something.
It's assumed that something is not officially
Don't mumble.
Oh, sorry. It is assumed Start Craving Dad is off Disney Plus because Michael Jackson, not officially credited, was the guest star. Jackson voice Leon.
Oh, he was.
So I think, yeah. Oh, did they take it off?
Have they taken it off Disney Plus?
Which season is this? Is it season 3? Sorry, I got Disney Plus right in front of me, so I'm going to check real quick, guys.
That is a good episode as well.
Oh, it's a very good episode. Wait.
You know what's another good episode?
Which
Max Power. Max Power.
They did take it off. Damn.
What, because of the allegations?
But it was never proven, though. It was never proven. Listen, guys, I'm telling you, the FBI investigated him. If the FBI cannot find it, and they can find a lot of things, and do a lot of things.
Shaq said some questionable stuff on a previous podcast where the FBI did kick in his door.
Listen, if they can't find it, he didn't do it, bro. He didn't do it. Let me tell you, he's a character. Michael Jackson is a very weird individual, but they didn't find it.
Oh, that is a great episode as well.
It is very good. Do you know Michael Jackson also has some uncredited music credits for Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 3?
No way.
He made some of the music. He helped produce some of the music.
Mental.
Bro, I'll show you some shit. It's crazy.
After this show. Yeah.
After the podcast.
What was the saxophone guy?
Bleeding Gums Murphy. Oh, that was a sad episode when he died.
Yeah, because he gives his saxophone to Lisa and then plays the
Saxman song.
Yeah, but no, it's not. It's isn't it?
No, it was a song he made. I don't think it was Saxman. You're right. It wasn't Saxman.
Wait, Google it because I swear it's an actual real song with a saxophone.
Facts? Let's see.
No, Google it.
Let's see.
Just put Bleeding Gums Murphy saxophone song. I'm so sure it's an actual song. Yeah, song, look.
Okay, so there's Jazz Man.
No, I mean the one when he died. Is it a song?
Hold on.
I always thought it was a song. If I'm capping here, guys, I'm so sorry.
It sounds really well produced. So.
I thought it was real.
It could be.
That's a brilliant scene as well.
Oh, Simba. I'm trying to talk to Lisa. Local Jackson.
Don't mumble.
I'm sorry. It's a habit. I can't. I don't think it was.
Okay, I was lying, guys. I was keeping you on your toes anyway.
But the song Jazzman is a real song, apparently.
It was brilliant. It was all brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it is a real song.
Yeah, the Jazzman song's a real song, but are you talking about the one that she played for the radio?
No.
The actual Jazzman song.
Yeah.
That is a real song.
Okay.
I thought you meant the one that she took to the radio station.
No.
But yeah, no, that episode was kind of like I felt like Simpsons was like one of the first cartoons that dealt with serious topics, but it wasn't like soul crushingly like hurtful, painful. Like for me,
well, no, this is the thing as well. It's just like, and we will get onto this as well. But the Simpsons movie, that actually is about like the environment and everything.
Yes,
we'll get onto that a little bit later. The Simpsons movie, I think, because I did say, and I know we went off on a little bit of tangent when we started talking about other episodes, but favorite Simpsons characters that aren't the family.
Okay, do you want me to answer now?
The five. So not the five.
Okay, let me answer now.
Because you can say Grandpa Simpson is technically part of the family.
All right. I'm gonna say Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns is up there.
Dr. Hibbert.
Dr. Hibbert, you know, I wouldn't need. Do you know,
there's certain things that he's done in The Simpsons.
It's the little laugh.
It's the little laugh and just some of his actions. Mo Man, for sure.
He has some funny one-liners.
Man getting hit by football fucks me up every time.
I think for similar reason to Mole Man, I'm going to throw in Ralph Wiggum.
Yeah, okay.
That's a brilliant episode as well when Lisa says she doesn't like him.
You can see the exact moment where his heart breaks.
You know, my girl bought me the I choose you card.
Did you send me that? Like, I swear you took a picture of that.
I might have. I've still got it because it fucking killed me when I saw it.
Bro, that is a classic card.
Wait, no. You choose me?
What else?
Itchy and Scratchy Land is our fucking baller episode.
Banging episode. I was gonna watch that one before you came. I might have to put
because it's like It's a Small World music as well.
Yeah,
and then they all go fucking mental.
I think Groundskeeper Willie might be up there because the part where like he greased himself up to catch Santa's little helper in like the vent in the school, that shit has me crying because he's like, grease me up, woman.
He's like, and I said we were, and I did say we weren't going to talk about the Treehouse of Horror, but he's also one of my favorite characters in the Treehouse of Horror episodes. As
it's a Freddy Krueger spoof. That's very clever because he got like the rake and everything. Nah, man, it's like, this is what I mean, man. The writers, man. They had the fingers in everything.
I just love the beginning of that Treehouse of Horror when he's on fire and he comes into the parents-teacher meeting and they're like, Willie, wait a second.
Wait your turn.
And he sits down on a chair while he's burning alive.
Oh, my God.
And he's like, I'll get your children in their dreams.
And I remember like, he burns to a crisp and like the fucking dustpan and brush like sweep him up.
Yeah.
All right, last person. I'm going to say Principal Skinner.
I'm going to have to throw Kelsey Grammer's Sideshow Bob.
Ooh. No, he's good. He's good.
The Sideshow Bob episodes are some phenomenal episodes.
The one where the Simpsons have to move and shit. And he steps on the rakes. You.
Now, see, this is the thing. Like, do they still do the Sideshow Bob episodes every so often in the newer episodes?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I love Sideshow Bob. Like,
he's a really good character.
Oh, he's a brilliant character. Absolutely brilliant character. I have to say Krusty as well.
Oh, of course. You can't forget Krusty. You can't forget Comic Book Guy. Comic Book Guy, you know, there's a lot of people I know that have turned into Comic Book Guy.
But this is the thing, like, we're naming literally every character in the show. This is what I mean. The Simpsons have perfect characters. Like, Chief Wiggum is amazing. Mo is amazing.
Oh, my God.
Duffman is amazing.
Duffman. Oh,
Ned Flanders is amazing.
Ned Flanders is a really good character. Oh, man.
This is what I'm saying. They're all amazing characters. The Milhouse's parents.
Can I borrow a feeling?
Oh,
No, the part where like they split up, literally the episode right in front of me. And he's living in our apartment. He's like, oh, living in an apartment is great. I sleep in a race car bed. And Home's like, I sleep in a bed with my wife. And I was like, wow. He wasn't even trying to be a dickhead. He was literally just stating the obvious. And it just...
I sleep in a bed with my wife.
I see.
Oh, imagine though if you were divorced and like it was like, oh yeah, I got a race car. I was like, yeah, I sleep in a bed with my wife. That, do you know what? That would. What's that?
I'll vomit my insides out.
What's the video where it's like emotional
damage? Nah, man. Nah, bro.
No, I'd like honestly.
Yeah, you can't stunt with a race car, but what are you, 12? Damn.
To be fair, I think if you're going through like a midlife crisis after a divorce, you would do some wild
Get a
shit.
tattoo.
Nah, because that's permanent, man.
No, listen, if you really want to get in this mid-crisis, right, like, wow,
Blah, 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 blah.
mid-life crisis bag, right? You got to get the tattoo, you got to get
Leather jacket.
your leather jacket, young girlfriend, Harley Davidson motorcycle. All right, you got to start learning like taekwondo.
You go gym a lot.
Go gym a lot. You grow a beard out. You got to get the whole shebang. Like you can't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna get like a little race car. But nah, that's light work. You got to get a tattoo. That's the first thing you got to do if you've just had a divorce. I'm not an expert in this, but
We're not experts in this.
I just know a lot.
Anyone
of
that is, please let us know.
Oh, shit. That's what I mean. Like you just got to hit the town, man. Just listen. You got hella money now. Like you're an established adult. Because when you're young, you can't really go out the town and splash just a lot of cash because you broke.
Broke, yeah, mad broke.
But when you're an established adult and like you're divorced, he's like, I'm gonna paint the town red. I'm gonna buy all these bitches some handbags.
It's also empty though.
After a while, that's the honeymoon period of a divorce. You're like, okay, yeah, I'm about to do everything I couldn't do, and then reality sets in. You're like, shit,
And it hurts.
I don't like staying up at night to be alone with my thoughts.
Oh Jesus.
Oh man, that's the scariest one. When you tell someone to stay up at night and be alone with your thoughts, that's the scariest thing ever. I hate that shit.
Nighttime seems so long when you're alone with your thoughts.
Ooh.
You're checking the time every like three hours, but it's only gone by like 3 minutes.
Damn.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Let's talk about the movie.
Let's talk about the movie, man.
Because I think the movie has some. The fact that
it was a big fucking deal.
But the fact that it got a movie, like this is something that's kind of unprecedented. And when I mean, what I'm gonna say is like, this was a cinematic release because you get like TV shows that have straight to like DVD videos.
Yeah.
Like if you think of like Disney Channel, like for example, like Drake and Josh. Drake and Josh has a movie.
It does?
Drake and Josh has a movie.
That's not Disney Channel, bro. That's Nickelodeon. Sorry, I'm being a comic nerd.
But they had like a movie, so it's like
I didn't know Drake and Josh had a movie. I know Fairly Odd Parents had a movie.
But that's what I mean. Fairly Odd Parents had a movie. So, but none of that got a theatrical cinematic release.
Yeah, because it's not The Simpsons. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's fine that it doesn't. But The Simpsons was a big fucking deal. It was a big deal,
guys.
And I don't know anyone that hasn't seen The Simpsons movie.
If you haven't seen The Simpsons movie, you're either not born yet, or you live in like, in fact, even if you lived out in the forest with no internet or TV, you've seen like some material of The Simpsons. It's like
everyone knows Spider Pig.
It's like the Minions, bro, from like fucking Despicable Me.
I've never seen Despicable Me. I've never seen any of them.
I've only seen the first one.
But I've seen the Minions to death.
Exactly. Like, it's literally like digital, like, venereal disease. You can't get rid of that shit.
Do you know what it's like? It's what's that thing when everyone thinks something happened but it didn't? So like, what's it called?
The Mandela Effect.
So the Simpsons movie is the Mandela Effect. If you think that you haven't seen it,
no. So the Mandela Effect.
No. So wait, no. You have seen it, even if you think you haven't seen it.
Okay, but let me clear that up. So the Mandela effect is something that you've seen, but it actually never existed in the first place.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
So people thought Nelson Mandela died in prison.
Yeah, that's.
But he didn't.
Oh, okay. So it's the fact that it didn't happen.
It didn't actually happen.
Okay,
so,
I was adapting it, guys. Calm down.
Like, what was the like? Let me just Google some Mandela.
Calm down. Stop typing in the comments, Jamie, you fucking mug. I can see you doing it. Actually, do that. Comments are really good for the algorithm.
Yeah, please,
so type
please.
Jamie is a fucking mug. I approve. If it gets us more views and algorithm shit, do it. Yeah, Looney Tunes. Yeah.
Kit Kat. What was it? The one. It doesn't.
Well, the one is like Sinbad was in a movie called Sinbad.
Oh, it was like a magical genie called Sinbad. But I think people conflate that with Kazam, that was done by Shaquille O'Neal.
Fucking hell.
A rapping genie. Have you ever seen like Kazam?
Yeah, I have.
Wow. I love that shit. That shit's. I like a little bit of corniness sometimes.
But this is what I'm trying to say about the Simpsons movie. I was adapting the Mandela effect slightly here.
Yeah.
Even if you think you haven't seen the Simpsons movie, you have seen the Simpsons movie.
Yeah, you know what?
And even if you think you've seen the Simpsons movie, you haven't seen it to the extent that you think you've seen it. I haven't seen the Simpsons movie in years, but yet I still remember that film quite well. I know we were talking about it earlier before the podcast about, should we talk about the Simpsons movie? But as I sat down, I was like, I actually remember like astonishingly a lot about that film.
I remember like key scenes, so I remember.
But this is the thing, like I think this is the concept of the Simpsons movie. It can be strung along with a lot of key scenes to get, like.
Okay.
Like you remember the dome.
Yeah, of course.
You remember the pig shit silo.
Yeah, I remember when he's like slipping down like some tube and he's like flipping everyone off.
Yeah.
I remember the scene where everyone's like, oh, you can see Bart's dick. And I'm like, I don't know why you're getting excited to see a 10-year-old's penis. Like, you should really be on a watch list, but ho-hum.
I think it is because that's quite a funny scene. Because
it is funny.
He's skateboarding naked and like literally everything follows his penis.
It's the Austin Powers. I think so.
And then all of a sudden it's just his penis.
Yeah. Man. It was crazy. Simpsons... If it wasn't for Monty Python, there wouldn't be The Simpsons, though. That's what's crazy about it. Because Matt Groening took a lot of inspiration from Monty Python.
I think a lot of comedy stuff does, probably.
That's probably the only good thing that's come from the UK.
No, there's been loads of good comedy things from the UK.
I'm being an arsehole, but I think Monty Python's like the best thing to come out of the UK. Just for me personally.
It's up there.
What do you think is better than Monty Python?
But the thing is better is so subjective.
No, but subjectively to you, what do you think is better?
I would say some of the old sitcoms, like Only Fools and Horses, One Foot in the Grave, 40 Towers, even though 40 Towers is John Cleese from Monty Python. Yeah,
that's like say, it's like comparing Wu-Tang and like Ghostface Killer.
Even if you look in like more recent comedy things in the UK, The In-Betweeners is such a cultural massive hit. It wouldn't work now.
To be fair, no, I think some of it could still work now. It's not that like.
No, I'm not talking about it in terms of like it being offensive or whatever. But when I was trying to say things have a place in time, like Skyrim, everything has a place in time. Stop longing something out. The In-Betweeners is perfect because in place and time it was based in, it worked so well.
I think you're saying that because. Sorry, that's my phone. I think you're saying that because when it was dropping,
we were kids.
We were literally in between us.
Possibly.
Yeah, because
that might be it. I know, and that could be like an unconscious bias that I'm giving, but I just don't think In-Betweeners would work if it was released now as it was back then.
I agree to disagree. I think it really depends. I think you do have a bit of an unconscious bias because when it was dropping,
possibly,
like the movie dropped around the same time. We're 16, 17.
We're about the same ages as like the guys in the show.
Yeah.
We were in sixth form when they were in sixth form, or in the show. I know the actors are slightly older than us in real life.
Older,
I think they're in like their early 30s, so they're only slightly older than us.
It's like fucking. There's a lot of games I've gone back and played that I've played in my childhood, and as an adult, I was like, "It's cool, but it's definitely not as good as I remember it to be."
Yeah, but I think you get used to like I can remember playing games and thinking this is amazing, and then going back as an adult and going, fuck me, the controls are fucking dog shit.
Yeah, some things are like you said, some things are for their time.
But I wouldn't think of controls back then. I would just be like, this game is awesome because everything was controlled like dog shit.
For me, it was like, I think I knew the controls were bad, but I just thought I was being bad, so I didn't blame the controls. So that's why I just got used to it. But now it's like, no, actually,
but that was
these
the
controls
norm.
are bad.
That's what I mean. If the controls were bad was the norm, then they're not bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there was to kids like us, there was no such thing as bad controls. Like, I just need to get better at the game, you know.
No, but I'm saying if the controls are bad and that's the norm of every single game, then it's like, as in compared to how things control now, there's no comparison back then, because you go, well, this is just the norm, so you just get on with it and play with it. Like nowadays, you go, oh wow, this like 60 frames per second. There was no 60 frames per second when we were like 10 years old.
No, there was.
Not in games like that.
No, yeah, fighting games all ran in 60 frames per second.
Really?
I'm not joking. I can find a bunch of fighting games from like the late 90s, early 2000s, and they're all 60 frames per second.
The majority of games were not 60 frames per second.
Like I swear Metal Gear Solid 2 could be played at 60 frames per second if you get like the right.
Yeah, but it's so situational. Nowadays, I've just my normal television, my normal PlayStation, everything's 60 frames per second.
I think that's just like. I think that's, like you said, it's just times, really, because
that's what I mean.
we cared about normal. Different things for different times.
But it's also what's normal at the time.
Like, if you go back 2009, 2010, we loved Call of Duty, so anything that looked like Call of Duty was the fucking shit.
I can't fucking stand those games anymore. I'm not a multiplayer guy anymore, I'm just single player.
I play a lot of fighting games now with Olivia. We've been playing a lot of Tekken 7 again. Like, we picked it up again, and we're having.
You're training to beat the master, yeah?
I'm learning different. The thing is, she doesn't want me to learn things independently from her because she knows that like I'm a bit of like a fucking prodigy and shit, and she knows I'll go and learn some shit and come back and be like some like sweaty bastard at the game.
I'd like you to learn so you can actually give me a challenge. I'm talking shit because it's my one game I'm good at.
Oh my god!
You know it's the one game I'm good at.
I didn't know Lei Wulong had like 6 different stances.
Yep. You know, I barely used any of them. I only used them when I knew someone was going to give me.
That's fucking crazy.
I like the drunk one.
Yeah, the drunk one's
That's
cool.
my favourite one.
That's fucking crazy. How are you going to have a game? Like, Tekken moves list are like longer than some people's whole dissertations.
Yeah.
There's like characters with like 6 different stances and like 9,000 different moves in each stance. And it's like, that's mad. Hold on, let me look at a text. You keep the people entertained for a little bit.
Well, going back on topic to the Simpsons movie, and kind of maybe sort of adjacent to what we were just talking about, like everything has a place and time, blah, blah, blah. It's like the Simpsons movie come out, oh God, we're going to need like a fact check on what year the Simpsons movie come out. We were still kids, weren't we? Or young adults when the Simpsons movie come out?
I think mid-2000s?
Mid-2000s?
I think we're around like, was it 2008?
I want to say 06, 07. We'll check it in a sec. But the central theme of like the Simpsons movie is like the environmental things.
Yeah.
Because it has the like, even if you think of it now, like it's such like an on the nose thing about like quarantining.
Oh,
like if you think about it, like the whole bubble thing, and I know obviously the whole world recently has been going through a quarantine in terms of something different, not an environmental factor, but more of a sort of a virus and everything. I don't know why I said it like that. There was a virus. The virus. The T virus.
Oh God.
Sorry, that threw me for a second. Yeah, but in the Simpsons movie, the dome is put on them to keep them in because they're polluting too much. They're fucking up the environment too much.
It's actually hilarious when I think about it. 'Cause I haven't watched the movie in a while, but it's just like you said, slowly starting coming back to me.
Well, this is what I mean. Like, you can remember key moments from it. It's not a complex story. It's like this town pollutes too much. The US government, I think, as like a separate department, it might be a private department, they step in and they intervene. and they effectively wipe Springfield off the map by putting that huge fucking dome on them. And it's about the Simpsons escaping and, well, not necessarily escaping, but sort of, I don't know. Well, they move to Alaska, don't they?
They do move to Alaska. I remember that one scene where he's on like a wrecking ball, and he's like in between a rock and there's some place that's called Aha Place.
Yeah.
That's a funny joke. That is actually a funny joke.
Yeah, because I think at that point the family have left him in Alaska and they've gone back. They've gone back to save Springfield.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I remember the motorbike now. And he slides.
And he goes, that's fucking hilarious, by the way, because he pays to have like 3 goes to like go round the cage thing on the motorbike. He gets it on and it falls over, and the guy comes in and goes, that counts as 1 go. That's fucking hilarious. So, but I think this is what I'm trying to say about the Simpsons movie. It's just like the fact that this is how big the Simpsons is. The Simpsons got a massive fucking theatrical, like, cinema release. It also got a fucking, like, and I think this is another thing that we should quickly touch on before we go on to maybe like the biggest thing that I think what spawns this episode in our minds, which are the predictions that the Simpsons have made. But I just want to quickly talk about the games that the Simpsons have made. They have a whole dynasty of games.
Most of them are not good. There's like maybe 2 that I can say.
Simpsons Hit and Run.
Yeah.
Which is goated.
Yeah.
If you haven't played Simpsons Hit and Run, go play Simpsons Hit and Run. It is an amazing game. And it's surprisingly, like, accurate to like the humor that the Simpsons has. Yes. I don't know who wrote it, and
I think it was the actual main writers that did that. So I know that the same thing happened with the South Park games. I know like Matt and Trey,
they were massively involved. Yeah,
because I remember they presented it at E3.
They did. I remember that.
Yeah, that was really cool of them.
I would love a is it remake or remaster?
The one where remake. Like upscaled assets and shit like that, or you mean like
from the ground up
remake?
I want a remake of Simpsons Hit and Run. We need a remake of Simpsons Hit and Run.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, Shaq is being massively antisocial.
I'm really sorry, guys. Like, I thought I was gonna have to be somewhere at a certain time, but now I need to be somewhere at a different time, and it's kind of like, yeah. Sorry. Can we just take a pause on the podcast for a minute while I just go and sort whatever I need to sort out?
Yeah,
sorry, guys, 1 second.
Pause. Yeah, let's hit pause.
Alright, sorry guys, just a quick break. I just had to do some stuff on my WhatsApp. But anyway,
there was emergencies.
No, the Simpsons Hit and Run game is basically Simpsons GTA, so that's why it's so good. Because it's like, well, you already have the lore.
GTA.
Yeah, you already have the lore right there of like Springfield and everything else. You got the characters, you got the writing. Now you just got to give it some gameplay elements, and then that's your game. Like it's more half the work's done for you.
I think we've touched on this in the entire sort of episode that we've been recording here, is The Simpsons has such a massive and huge cultural impact. And also, you know the saying, does art imitate life, or does life imitate art? And I think this kind of segues nicely a little bit into, as I said, the main reason we wanted to do this episode is because of the wacky predictions that people have said that the Simpsons have made, and it's come to pass and everything. So it's like, does life imitate art, or does art imitate life in this sense? And as we said before, the Simpsons has spanned since the 80s. So Simpsons is, however you look at it, the Simpsons is art. Like it's an art form. It's content created as art for it to be appreciated and for it to be enjoyed by its viewers. Now, as it has a huge cultural impact, and obviously they have to keep up to date with everything, like socially, economically, politically, on The Simpsons, they've got a few things predicted, predicted.
So, like I mentioned before at the beginning of the podcast, there's a lot of writers have had their hands in the pot with The Simpsons, so of course there's going to be different people giving up a lot of ideas for the show. So I think it kind of goes back to just like, if you just throw like 1,000,000 darts at like a target ball, someone's going to hit a bullseye. You know what I mean?
What's this saying? If it's like if you put like
enough monkeys in the room, they'll write Shakespeare. I think someone actually did that, and they managed to write like 1 or 2 lines.
No way.
Might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure someone did put that to the test.
But this is a very similar concept because it's just like, again, does art imitate life or does life imitate art? Because if they come up with enough stuff, eventually life, and you think as well, it's like they pump out how many episodes a year? Like some things will be real, and some of the things on this list, is it where have these things got the inspiration from the Simpsons to do it, or are the Simpsons so on the nose that they've been able to predict future events?
I think that's what I think. What it is, like I said before, I think they have a lot of people just throwing darts at the board, and eventually you just get a bullseye.
But this is what I mean. Like, how mad do they go? And then people go. So this is what I'm saying. Like, where does it art imitate life, or does life imitate art? How many people look at The Simpsons and go, "That's actually a good idea. I'm going to do that." So I know through the article that I was looking at earlier about like what things they've predicted, is that they predicted.
Donald Trump.
Oh no! I wasn't even going to say this. I was going to say the autocorrect.
Yeah.
So, does someone from Apple, like Steve Jobs or whoever is in charge of like that bit of software in Apple? Because when I think of autocorrect, unfortunately, I think of like Apple and iPhones and everything. I know it's like on a larger thing with like Android phones and everything, but I'm just using Apple as an example. Does this person who works for Apple or will work for Apple watch The Simpsons and go, "That's a good idea," consciously or subconsciously, and then puts it into practice years down the line?
Well, let's see so the autocorrect thing, so the whole like, beat up Martin but eat up Martha sort of like pun. Autocorrect, so season 6 episode 8
in 1994.
So
we're talking pre sort of like
so Windows. Let's see what Windows dropped.
Commercial use. Not commercial use, sorry, consumer use. And also as well, was there autocorrect like that on Windows products like that?
So let's see. Windows 3. Okay, so this wasn't really commercial yet. This was more work group stuff.
This is what I'm saying.
So there was.
So this is the thing. Has life imitated art in this instance?
Possibly. But I might have to give that to The Simpsons, because the first sort of real commercial Windows might have been 95,
but
98.
But as you said, they throw so many things at a dartboard, because you think of how many episodes were actually released in 1994, and we're only fixating on one moment from one episode.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just like, you could probably do that in probably most things.
I'm sure, like, I remember, like, we used to just say a bunch of random shit on Xbox Live, and then a game would come out, like, a few years later, and there'll be what we talked about.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I told you the story about how I predicted Moira in fucking Overwatch.
Yeah.
Like, Olivia and I were just, like, talking about, imagine, like, there was, like, a healer where you took life from someone and then gave it back to your teammates. That would be a sick mechanic.
But the thing is, like, no offense, that concept, that mechanic, like, it's not mutually exclusive to your brain. Like,
oh, no. Everything under the sun has already been done.
This is what I'm saying. So, like, this is how crazy some of these predictions are, because some of them are so sort of, like, situational, like this whole autocorrect thing, because that's a funny episode. Like, something autocorrects and it's funny. We have that now in our day-to-day life when you're typing in that WhatsApp group and you're writing fucking hell and it says duck in hell.
You know what's funny about the whole, like, Simpsons prediction thing? Like, because I'm always on Twitter, right? And there's always someone that will, like, make a joke about something, like, oh, imagine if such and such happened, and then, like, give it, like, several months down the line, it will happen. Yeah. And then someone quote tweets that to you and it's like, holy shit, what the fuck?
But this is the thing, like, so this is big brain shit. This is right. So you said the Simpsons writers, they throw things at a dartboard and, like, that's how they get their ideas. And I know that's a metaphor. They don't physically do that.
Yeah.
But Twitter is that on a billion times scale, because there's more writers writing statuses every single second of the day.
Do you know how many times I've watched, like, a new show that's come out, and I know for sure a lot of its jokes are from Twitter? I've seen Twitter jokes on TV shows, bro.
What, like stand up or
not even stand up. Like I've watched like newer shows where I'm like, someone will say something like ha ha ha, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I've seen that on Twitter. I can actually go and find that
and
tweet.
then this is the thing as well. It's just like, has life imitated art, or does art imitate life in that instance? Because the person that wrote that show might not have seen that joke on Twitter.
True. Like there's times where I've thought of like funny tweets, and I've gone to type, like I've literally copy and paste that tweet onto Twitter to see if anyone's thought that.
And
I've seen at least 10 or 15 people who said the same thing.
So realistically speaking, humans are not original at all. There's so many of us that, and we've all got the same capacity of thought that things. What is that saying? With like, it's like, and I know this is a really obscure reference, but like, is it Rule 34 and Rule 35?
Rule 34. If it exists, there's porn of it, fam.
I mean, this is sort of like in a similar concept. It's just like, if someone's thought of it, it's been thought of before, type of thing.
Yeah. Like South Park made a joke about it. Literally a whole episode called "Simpsons Did It," and it's literally like a bunch of just random like plot lines where it's like, wait, Simpsons has already done this before. So,
and I mean, being on for 32 seasons, like they have done everything.
They've done everything.
But I think one of the most scariest predictions is the Donald Trump presidency.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just because, obviously, the fact that they predicted Donald Trump being a president. It's that shot for shot, like depiction of him going down the escalator and then him going down the escalator in real life.
That was a little bit scary. Like I know that's the one that got a lot of like press.
That's what I'm saying, because that's not just predicting the thing that happened. That's predicting it down to the exact action itself. And I mean, also you have ones like, and this is imagine how mad this is. So so The Simpsons is 20th Century Fox. 20th Century Fox commissioned this Simpsons episode where Disney bought 20th Century Fox. That then happened many, many years later.
Disney buys Disney buys everything. I'm sure somebody has some connections, like.
But we're talking like it happened like decades later.
No, but that's the funny thing though. Like, if you really think about it, I'm sure somebody had enough sort of educational
to have an educated guess
to think, you know what, I can see like Fox is going to go this way and Disney's going to buy Fox. Like it's crazy, man. We're in this, like, a lot of people, like nowadays a lot of companies are just buying up random companies. Like fucking Epic Games bought out Bandcamp, and that was just the most weirdest thing to me. Oh, sorry, Bandcamp, for what is it? Don't know.
It's like, the musicy stuff.
Yeah, so it's like you can put your music up there and people can buy your music. I buy a few people's music from Bandcamp.
Do you?
Yeah, there's a couple producers I've bought their music on the guy. I took them on Twitter, so I was like, oh, it's fucking good stuff.
Fair enough.
But it was such a weird thing. Like, it's just so, you know what I mean? Like, companies just buying each other out. It happens, man. I got to show you this video.
I do think that's a huge scale, though.
That is a huge scale.
We're talking two of the biggest giants in Hollywood and like filmmaking and production and whatever. One of them buying another. Like that was relatively unheard of when Disney did do it.
Yeah.
On that scale.
I don't know. I'm not like a.
No, I'm not either. To be honest, I'm sure there'll be someone
I'm not like a capitalist kind of guy.
Guys, if we're talking mad shit,
let us know.
Like, let us know. But let us know. I want to know.
Like when Disney bought out Marvel, that was fucking huge. I know that was a big deal because they're like,
it was,
shit.
But not as big as like 20th Century Fox.
Well, yeah, because Fox is Fox. Like Disney owns a lot of shit now. Like that's why, bruh.
What other stuff are they? I can't think of other things. What else have they?
Let's see. There was one about horse meat scandal.
Thing is, as well. Okay, so the horse meat scandal. Was that more of a UK thing?
That was a UK thing.
Okay, so I mean, this is so 50-50 because it's just like, this is like meh, but like. The horse meat scandal in the UK, obviously, if people don't know, is that they found meat.
It was seized from slaughterhouses in Ireland.
Yes. And they found meat in, it was like lasagnas, so beef lasagnas. And I don't know if it was all horse meat, but I think horse meat was the one that was like the headlined one.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, if I ate a horse meat lasagna, I couldn't tell a difference.
Fam, no one could tell. Everyone's like, oh my God, I'm not eating that. Listen, you ate it last night. You didn't know what the difference. Don't act like you don't know. Like, just eat them.
So this is the thing as well. It's just like, this doesn't come as a surprise to me that was even a thing.
It wasn't a surprise. Like,
so this prediction, I'm not really buying this one.
I don't think it was like. I don't think predictions have to be necessarily a surprise per se.
No. I don't think they need to be a surprise. But I'm talking more of like. Like the credibility of it. So like the Trump one with him coming down the escalator shot for shot, that's ridiculously accurate.
Yeah. There are certain things where people think like the Simpsons are like some sort of wizards or time travelers or some shit like that.
Well, and the thing is politics is so comical.
It is. It very much is.
I know another political prediction they done is I believe it's an opening for one of the episodes when Homer goes into a voting booth and he presses Obama or something and it votes for John McCain.
John McCain.
John McCain. I was going to say McClane. That's fucking Die Hard. John McCain. But that actually happened.
Yeah.
That actually happened. People that voted for Barack Obama, there was a glitch and it voted for John McCain.
Listen, man, that's why I'm all about...
But again, like, how fucking accurate is that?
Fam, like I said, man, there's probably a lot of well-educated people that have all sorts of knowledge from life that have come forward and say, actually, I've heard about this, and this could probably happen. And they put it in the show, and boom, 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 the wheel of fortune lands on the right thing. That's what I mean, man.
No, I completely agree. And I mean, there will be... So this is the fucked up thing about these Simpson predictions, is we are in March 2022 right now, and in 5-10 years time there's going to be an updated article, an updated list of things that they predicted 20 years ago,
hopefully,
because there are some episodes where some wild stuff happens, and we just go, oh, that's a funny episode, but until it actually happens, until it's a prediction. Also, I know there's another prediction with, is it like the Siegfried and Roy, the tiger attacking them? And I know they predicted the FIFA corruption.
Damn, that was okay. That's a very random one. That's a random one.
Yeah, because what you got to remember is it's an American TV show. They don't really fuck with football like that, or soccer, which is wrong. Don't call it soccer. Football. So for them to actually like go down like a football avenue, and there is a few episodes where there is like Lisa and Bart playing like soccer or football or whatever. There's like the ones with like football players have come into the show and everything. But like the whole FIFA corruption,
that was random.
Like that's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
So it's just like so this is the thing. As I was trying to say, it's like to comprehend how massive The Simpsons is for pop culture, and the fact that art imitates life or life imitates art. The Simpsons and humanity are like this, like they're like parallel to each other at this moment in time.
True.
And that's how fucking mad it is.
It's crazy, bro.
Like, The Simpsons take inspiration from the shit we do, but also because The Simpsons is obviously a comedic show but based in some sort of real life, they have to make stuff up.
I think like it's a combination of them taking inspiration from real life and then putting their spin on it, and it somehow ends up being true anyway. Like I said, like there's a lot of people who they probably thought, like, let's say for example they made a prediction about, I don't know, such and such celebrity, I don't know, transforming into a fucking dragon or something. I know, it's just random. And like, let's say the celebrity comes out like...
That would definitely be Kanye West.
Yeah. Like Kanye comes out like 3 months later, it's like, yo, I'm not a human anymore, I'm a dragon. You have to address me as a dragon now.
Do you know what? I'll absolutely go fucking apeshit if we've said this on the podcast and I see a tweet from Yee himself saying, I'm a dragon now.
You call him Yee?
Yeah, man.
It's Ye.
Yeah, I'll say. Is it yay?
It's yay. He called him yee.
I've always called him yee.
Wow, who let you slide?
Everyone.
Everyone let you slide?
You've been a good friend to me right now.
Wow.
You've been a very good friend to me right now.
I couldn't let you go out there. You call
But
it
it's
yee.
Y-E.
No, it's meant to have an apostrophe at the
Where
end of
the
the...
fuck is the apostrophe? I've never seen that.
Some people are too lazy to put the apostrophe on, and then you got to hold down your thumb.
So do you know what that is then?
What?
That's people fucking with me then. Because I would always put that.
Yee.
Hey.
Oh,
Do you know what? I think
we're gonna wrap this up.
we're gonna end on that fucking horrific.
Yee. Oh,
I fucked this mic, so I'm holding it to the end now.
Oh my god! All right.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, Shaq.
Oh my god!
Reel off all the where they can find us while I fix this podcast.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you want to listen to more podcasts, then you can find us on Spotify, which is the Betwixt Ideas Podcast. That's on the Spotify app, Apple Podcasts, also the Betwixt Ideas, and on YouTube as well.
Follow our YouTube.
Follow the YouTube and comment and subscribe on the YouTube, the Betwixt Ideas Podcast as well.
And our socials.
The social-
What are our socials?
It's just Betwixt Ideas Podcast, right?
It's
Betwixt Ideas at Twitter. Or at Betwixt Ideas on Twitter.
The Betwixt Ideas Podcast
on Instagram.
on Insta and TikTok.
And
follow us on there, man. We want more people following us. Come on.
And also the email, which is
Feedback. Yeah, if you have
the
feedback.
the Betwixt Ideas feedback at gmail.com.
The Betwixt Ideas feedback at gmail.com. Yes, that's it.
That's
yeah. If you have any questions, we said a lot of things in this episode today, so if it's wrong, let us know, either in the comments or email us. If you have any topic suggestions, please let us know, because we want to do what you want to listen to.
Of course.
But we will be back next week. Thank you.
We back.
And yeah, peace out.
Peace out. Bye. Go. Bye.